Welcome everyone. Today we will configure IP address, hostname and DNS IP in our CentOS-7 GUI server which we have installed in our previous video. So guys, let's start configuring the server IP address. So just right click on the screen, you will get an open terminal option. So this is your CLI mode. You just type a command git config so that you can get all the interface detail. Here we have the interface detail available with us. So ENS33 is the interface where we have to configure the IP address. Now you can see we don't have any IP address configured in this interface. So guys, before configuring the IP address, we should know the range of IP, right? Which we want to configure here. So I hope you all know that we have a NAT adapter which is configured during the installation of the CentOS. If you want to see, just right click on this server, go to setting, and you can see the network adapter option. We have selected NAT, right? So we will take the range of IP which is configured for this NAT one. So where you will see the range, you just go into your VMware workstation, click on edit, and you will see a virtual network editor option. Here you will get your IP range, which is 192.168.94.0 available for NAT, right? And if you want to check the NAT setting, you just click on NAT setting. You will get the information, all the information of your NAT adapter, right? So this is VMnet 8 network, subnet IP 192.168.94.0, and mask is 255.255.255.0, which is class C IP address. And the gateway, you can see 192.168.94.2, which is default for the net IP. So in the last octet, you will see this IP end with 2, right? This is by default net IP. You just remember this one. We will use in our interface while configuring this IP. So remember this IP range 192.168.94.0. Onward this we will use any IP address, right? So just close it and remember the range and go back to your server, right? And now we know what will be the range to configure in our interface, right? So just make this screen large so that it will be easy to show you all the configuration. So just click shift control plus plus, right, so that you can see the screen, right? I think this is visible to you. If it is not visible, you can again click one more plus, right, to maximize it. Now it is visible. You see the IP address. You can see here we don't have any IP now. We are going to configure. So guys, before configuring it, you cannot ping to any of the server, even the gateway as well. See, we don't have any name server, so we cannot ping to this Google, right? So I think you remember the gateway 192.168.94.2, which is the net gateway. See, this is not reachable. Now we will configure. So you can configure this IP address either by the file, you can edit the file, and you can configure this by using the command line as well. So first we will configure this IP address by using the file. So we will edit the file where this interface configuration are available. So if you want to see, you can navigate to the folder where the config is. I have remembered, so just type command vi/etc/sysconfig network script. This is the directory where the file is available. So the file name is ifcfg -ens33, which is the interface name. Just type enter, and you just have to click enter to enter into the file mode and type I to insert. So guys, first of all, you see boot proto, the method from which you want to configure your IP address. Here it is given DHCP, so it will directly take the IP address from DHCP, but we will not configure through DHCP, we will configure by own. So we will write none or static, you can write any, either none or static, and go down directly. DNS33, this is the interface name. You have to enter the IP address, so write IPADDR, and I think you remember the range 192.168.94.10. 94.0/24 was the subnet, right? So I'm taking it 192.168.94.10. You can take any IP address 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever you want, 30, 40, 50 in last, right? And remember the format will be same, whatever written in the file. So IPADDR is in capital, and right side is, you can see this is written small letter, right? So you have to enter in the same format, otherwise it will show some error, right? So 255 is the subnet mask, 255.255.0, that is class C. And now you have to provide the gateway. So gateway will be 192.168.94.2, right? And see here, on boot is equal to no, so you have to write here on boot yes, equal to yes. So once you type yes, you don't have to enter any, like you don't have to start the services again. So if you say no, so once you reboot the server, you have to start the service, network service. If you say yes, it will automatically take the IP address once you reboot the server. So make it yes, right? And now save the configuration. So to save the file, you just have to type colon WQ and exclamatory mark and enter. So the file is saved. And we have to start the service so that this IP will configure into the interface. The kernel will know that we have configured the IP address, and this is going to be my IP address for this server. So this is the command system ctl restart network. Sorry, we have ctl restart network. I have missed S in the system ctl. Now we have started the network. Now you can see the IP address. So let me clear the screen. If you type if config, now you can see the IP address. So just browse up and you will see the IP address. Can you see now? This interface has the IP address 192.168.94.0 and subnet mask and broadcast IP, you can see. So guys, we have set the IP address. Now we will check whether this. Okay, one more thing. If you want to see only this interface, what we will do, I want to see my interface detail only. So right, if config ENS33. So it will help you to get the ENS33, the interface only. And if you want to get all the interface which is configured in the server, you can type if config -a. You will get all the interface. Or you can also type IP-name. So a lot of commands are there to get the interface detail, right? So I have configured the IP address. Now you will have to see whether this gateway or reachable or not. So 192.168.94.2 is the gateway. Now you can see we are able to reach the gateway. Now this server is reachable via the remote server as well. If you want to access the server via putty, you can do. You can remotely access the server via putty because the traffic is going to the gateway to the outside, right? Now we will have to configure the host name. Here the host name is localhost. Now I want to change this host name. So we have a lot of command to change the host name, but where we will use vi/etc host name is the file. Just go and click I to insert, to get into the insert mode. And if you want your host name to be CentOS under root underscore server, you can write and just save it. Now your host name will become this one, but it will implement once you will reboot the system. Otherwise, it will not come. So once you reboot the server, your host name will change. Now we will see later on. So we have configure IP address, we have configure host name, now we have to configure DNS. So why DNS is required to configure? Because you cannot ping Google and outside URLs because your system only know the IP address. It doesn't know about your domain name. So if you enter google.com, yahoo.com, youtube.com, it will never ping because it doesn't have any DNS server. So it will not resolve the host name domain into the IP address. So see, if you ping google.com, you will not ping. See, name of the service not known. So what you will do, you have to configure the DNS server. So just go /etc resolve.conf and enter, type I and write name server, and this will be your Google server. This is the Google DNS I am using. This is my primary DNS and I am using my secondary DNS as 4.4.4. So 8.8.1 is my primary DNS and my secondary DNS is 4.4.4.4. This will become the DNS for server for me, and through which our request will go outside and we are able to ping Google as well. Let's see whether we are able to ping Google or google.com. See, we are able to ping Google. Now we can go outside and install any package, install any image, because we also are able to talk outside and we are able to get anything from outside world, right? Any package, anything you want to install, you can install from here. So let's ping some more URL. So ping yahoo.com. See, we're able to ping Yahoo. We are getting response from Yahoo as well. So ping youtube.com. Oh, great. YouTube is also reachable. We're able to ping YouTube. So you can ping as much as server which is available in the internet. So guys, our server is ready to ping outside world, right? Now I want to download one image, or you can say anything from internet. So I will use wget command -P, which will ask you to save the file. I want to save whatever I want to download from internet in /temp directory, right? So write wget -p /temp and your URL https://google.com. I want to open this URL, right? So once you enter, so see the mistake, google.com. Now See, it is connected, then waiting for response and get the response. You can see here, it's resolving. Your DNS is resolving the Google, and the Google has this IP 192.250.77.46, and this is IPv6 which is configured to the Google server. So see, and the port you can see 443, which is you can see HTTPS port is connected, get the response, and we are able to browse google.com, and all the response come, and we are able to get the package which says 200. Okay, I'm good, I can send the packet to you, whatever you want to see. He said, okay, you have browsed this google.com, that is the HTML page. So I have saved your HTML page in stamp slash index.html, and the size of this you can see 15081 k kbps. Okay, it's in the kilobytes. Okay, so you can see the total size over here 2.91. So it's the speed you can also see mbps. And if you want to see, actually I have downloaded this page in slash tam directory. So you just navigate to by using cd command, cd tam, and this has lot of files. So if you press ll or ls, you will get lot of file, right? And your Google also somewhere. So it's a lot of files. So I will use filter command. Sorry, you just first clear the screen so that you can see properly. I will write only. You can use a lot of listing command. ls hyphen lrth pipe grep index something, right? See, so you can get the user and the group. This is the permission. We will read each and everything in our next video, so that you will get which permission is given to root, and what is the username, what is the group name. You see the size is 15K, and this is the file we have downloaded. If you want to open this file, you can use either less command, less index.html. So you can read this slowly by type spacebar. And if you want to open all the file at a time, you can use cat index.html. See, this is the file which we have downloaded. So this is the Google file. You can see all the search option, whatever you paste in the browser, you will get here. So see, this is the decode HTML, item scope, HTTP schema, and all you will get. You can read it, Google title script, and all you will find google.com. If you want to search, you can also get the search page if you read it, all the files, right? So this is the way where you can download all the file and everything. So you can also download image. You can also download some RPM packages from directly from internet. If you want to download some Apache package, you can write the same command and you can get all. So guys, which we have covered now, right? CD. And one more thing I want to show you, if your DNS fail and you want to create your own local DNS, you just go vi/etc/host file, where you will see two lines. I'm going to add my IP address that become a DNS, so that I can access in case my DNS got failed. So 192.168.94.10 is the IP address, and I want to use whatever we have right at CentOS underscore server, whatever. And if you want to browse any URL, you can also write here google.com. So your local DNS will resolve this Google IP address, right? But we have already used this Google DNS, right? 888.44444. So second primary and secondary server IP. So it's not required, but just write in case your local DNS fails. This is very important when your server is integrated with any other performance server or some, you can say, some fault alarm server, and that server want to resolve your host name, then you have to enter over here, right? So this is also important. This become your local DNS. Now this is save. One more thing I want to show, we are okay and we have configured our server. You can see like our server can ping to Google, can ping to any URL, you can download image, you can do anything, right? So this is very important, guys. You just practice and learn more concepts. We can reboot this server to check the hostname first. So I have rebooted the server to see whether we got the hostname or not. So it will take some time and it will come again. Then so guys, just write root and password root @123. Just open your terminal and check. See, let me maximize it. So guys, if you maximize, you can see your server name has changed. Your host name has changed now because you have rebooted the server. We have configured the IP address, host name, you can see, and we have also configured the DNS so that our server are able to reach to the internet. And now we are done for the today's video. So guys, in my next video, we will configure the same IP address, host name, DNS by using the command line. And the command will be nmcli, and this is going to be your first RSCSA question which will come in your Red Hat certification. So guys, we'll meet in the next video. So thanks for watching the video, guys.